the Tennessee quarterback job is still wide open after the spring game was finished yesterday, but I think Tennessee fans should be excited regardless who wins because I think they saw some exciting things on offense. And yes, there were walk-ons playing third string, first string, second string. There's a bunch of different levels of competition out there right now, so it'll be much different when you're facing a number one SEC defense, but I still think fans should be encouraged because you saw an offense push the ball downfield, something you haven't seen a lot of lately. You saw what kind of wide splits by your receivers. You saw receivers line up outside the numbers. So just kind of fun, new, creative things for Tennessee fans to see offensively. And I think it confuses the defense at times, which is what you saw yesterday. You saw some kind of blown coverages. You saw some wide open receivers, but that's what this offense is designed to do. It's to be creative and confuse the defense. That's a good thing. The numbers from the quarterbacks yesterday, again, take it with a grain of salt. It's a spring game, right? Don't put too much stock into it, but something just to keep in the back of your mind as the competition continues to go throughout the summer and the fall. Hendon Hooker was 10 of 14, 111 yards, a touchdown interception. Also had some yards with legs. Harrison Bailey, who did the best job throwing the ball yesterday, was 12 of 15, 260 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. Brian Maurer, 9 of 15, 171 yards, a touchdown, and no interceptions. Also had a nice run with his legs. So you saw a couple of good things from each quarterback, and we're going to watch some film from the spring game, about 3 or 4 clips each. I don't want to put too much stock into it, but I want you to see how the offense has changed and how each quarterback can fit into this offense. They're different. They have different styles, but you saw how each quarterback could potentially be successful in this offense and how each quarterback will run this offense slightly differently, with Harrison Bailey probably being in the pocket a bit more, and then the other 2 quarterbacks being a bit more athletic. You can do a little bit more creative things with them. So again, let's watch some of the film and kind of watch each quarterback what they did well yesterday. And again, this is without even if Joe Milton ends up coming, this is without him even being in the competition. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. So let's go ahead and dive into the film. But before I do, I want to plug our channel real quick. If you like any quarterback related content, videos, breakdowns like this, all the jargon you've heard me say before, please consider subscribing to us, comment, like below, all that fun stuff. Enough YouTube plug. Okay, let's go ahead and dive into the clips from yesterday, and then we'll see you in the back end. So here's a relatively easy play by Hooker, but a good example of taking what the defense gives him. You kind of, the receiver's head's actually getting cut off here at the top of the screen. My apologies. But it's a quick, just kind of Hooker out here. It's a 2nd and 6. Hooker gets 5 yards in this play here. Just a quick pass and able to convert. But you can see Hooker doing a good job taking what the defense gives him, even if it's not a deep shot. Let's go ahead and check it out. Good 5 yards there. Here's something else Tennessee fans would like to see, and it's something that Hooker brings to the table. That if no one's there, no one's open, he's able to use his legs. So he's able to run in for a touchdown here. Doesn't have to force it. Gets on the run, has enough speed. Touchdown there. Good job by Hooker. So here's another example of Hooker taking what the defense gives him. I think they're able to make these type of throws because look how spread out the offense is. Again, receiver outside the numbers, and then there's a receiver outside these numbers out here. You can probably can't see, but we see this DB kind of some off the receiver by maybe 6-ish yards, some inside technique. So we assume that there's going to be some soft cushion. Hooker sees it, takes what the defense gives him, about 6-7 yard gain. Let's go ahead and watch this play. Well, Tennessee fans will take that each time. Good play on a 1st and 10. So here's Hendon Hooker. You see you got two safeties that are out of the screen here. You can't see in the right of the screen. It's a simple play. It's just a quick play action here, slight roll, and he hits his tight end right here. But just a good example of showing the creativity you can do with Hendon Hooker and how the defense kind of rushes towards the running back, and we're able to pick up a big gain on a relatively easy play. Wide open. Big gain there. So another good ball and read by Bailey. We probably have a cover 3 type scheme here. You can't see the corner of the bottom of the screen here. He's about 10-ish yards off his receiver, and this top corner is probably about 7 or 8. He's going to bail out here. The safety is taking this third, and the bottom DB, bottom corner is taking this third. And so we got a few verticals going on. So there's the defense arguably could have played this better, but still you like to see a completion being completed here. Don't take anything away from Bailey. This is a good ball here and should be exciting for Tennessee fans. So here's a touchdown pass from Harrison Bailey. And this kind of formation or setup by the receivers is something you saw often at UCF. Two receivers stacked on each other outside the numbers. You have one kind of taking the DB or both DBs in this case with him. This receiver kind of just stays low for a second and then takes off and is kind of forgotten about. It's probably a blown coverage, but still a good example of what the offense can do to defenses, and a good job by Bailey completing it. Good design up play there. Okay, here's what you love to see here by Harrison Bailey. It's a 3rd and 8. So this is his deep ball that ends up being the touchdown. And just a few mentions in the spring game. And this is a great example of accuracy downfield. This is a great ball regardless of who it's against, whether it's the first team, second team, third teamer, regardless who he's throwing it against. It's a good ball and a good job showing his accuracy, pushing the ball downfield. And this the fact that Tennessee Lee pushing the ball downfield. I mean, look at these splits, right? You would never see Tennessee receivers lined up outside the numbers. You have one here, then you have one at the bottom of the numbers. So just the offense itself is kind of refreshing to see. Let's go and just watch this play again. 3rd and 8, but watch the accuracy downfield. Not a big pass rush, just accurate downfield on good coverage. You like to see that. That's just a good play to see. So here's Brad Maurer pushing the ball downfield. Again, he's something like to see in this new Tennessee offense. But the big takeaway on this play is the left hash and watching the ball jump out of his hand. Good ball downfield to the right side of the field. A good deep pass here. Let's go ahead and check this out. Good ball there. So here's a good run by Brian Maurer here. Just a good example of showing what he brings to the table. If nothing's there, if there's a hold there that he can take, he can use his legs to get the first down. It's a 3rd and 10 here. He's able to pick up the first down. Just a good example of showing the athleticism that he brings to the table that will help with this offense. Here's a great play by Brian Maurer. It's a 3rd and 10, and just a good example of all his tools that he has on one play, able to roll out, show some athleticism, and just has a good arm. Watch the ball just pops off his arm as he's throwing on the run. Ends up being a big play for Tennessee. Always like seeing these type of plays here. Eyes downfield, ball pops off. Great job there. So again, we saw several good things. We saw Hendon Hooker taking what the defense gives him, using his legs, and able to read the defense as the receivers are spread wide out. We saw both Maurer and Harrison Bailey push the ball downfield, and then we saw Maurer's legs as well. Of course, there were some assignments and coverage busts defensively, but that's what this offense is designed to do, so that's okay, and I think you can expect to see some of that during the season as well. At least you hope to, if run correctly. So again, this is going to be a competition that continues through summer, continues through fall. If Joe Milton does end up with Tennessee program, then that's going to be one more arm into the competition. So I imagine we see some development coming up at some point, but a competition to stay up to date with. It should be fun to follow. We will have more information on this quarterback competition as it develops. But until then, we will see you on our next quarterback related content video.